Well, hello, folks. This is the second time around for this recording. Didn't work the last time for some reason. I guess I forgot to push the record button because it kicked off on me. And we'll try it again. No big deal. I'm still learning. But anyhow, I'm going to tell you another fishing story about something that happened at the same lake that the pike fishing story was on a couple of days ago. When I was getting ready to switch over from the Air Force to the Army, I had to come down to Wright-Patterson for a physical, and because I'd had a bad lung infection. Don't know where I got it at, but anyhow, they wanted to check it out and make sure everything was all right before I went into the Army. And so I was doing that, and I got a 7-day leave before I had to report back to K.I. Sawyer in Michigan. And so I went and talked my grandson into going up with me, or not my grandson, my cousin, who was, I think he was 15 at the time, and he just got out of school for the summer, and I talked him into going up with me to help me load my some of my stuff up in a trailer that I was going to bring back personally, and then get the rest of it in shipment. Military's going to ship it down to my home here in Kentucky. And so I promised my cousin I'd take him muskey fishing if he'd go up and help me, and I'd feed him good. So away we went. And when we got up there, I told Sergeant Jones, my friend, that we need to take him muskie fishing on the first day off this week, the coming weekend that he'd have. And so he was going to be off on a Saturday. I think this was a Thursday. And so we planned a trip for Saturday. And when we got up and got the boat loaded Saturday morning and drove up there, when we got up there, it was only about 45 minutes away. Well, it was still kind of foggy, but not real bad. But that was going to change, and we didn't know it. So we all got in the boat, and we got out, and we'd stopped at a certain point out in the lake that we was going to get ready to do our trolling. And that was the artificial lures, bucktail jigs, and so forth was the thing to troll with right at that point. And also I had a large Rapala balsa minnow that I was going to use also. It was good for big muskie. And so we got out there on the lake. Well, we were sitting there getting our rigs ready to put in behind us and start trolling, and game warden eased up beside us, kind of through the fog. He said, I heard y'all talking. Said, I didn't know if I was going to find you or not. I said, well, it's kind of hard to see, ain't it? And he said, I just wanted to check, make sure you had your life jackets and stuff. And he checked our license and our life jackets, and we was in accordance with the law in every way. And he asked me about my cousin. I said, he's not but 15. You had to be 16 before you had to have your license. And he wouldn't be 16 for a few more months. So we got to go on fishing. Well, just shortly after he left us, boy, the fog set in good. It got a lot worse, and we thought it was going to get better, but as a bank come in off the Lake Superior, boy, it was thicker than dog soup. And dog soup pretty thick. And you couldn't see your hand up in front of your face like that sometimes. It was that bad. But anyhow, we got our rigs out and got to trolling. And we was trolling for about 30 minutes. We was going real slow because, like I say, I was using the compass headed toward where the dam was, and I knew what direction it had to be. I laid out. Back then, I used compass for everything. I was so used to it now. I just always had one with me. And I don't know, we've been going about 40 minutes, I guess, maybe not quite that long, and all of a sudden, I got the darndest hit on my rod that you ever seen. Now, I had a heavy action Garcia rod, and it had a lot of backbone to it. And I had a 406 Mitchell, which is a open face reel for saltwater or freshwater, either one, that I used because I could get up 400 yards of line on it, 60-pound test. And so, man, I set the hook on that thing, and I didn't have the reel locked up, because you didn't normally have to lock it up unless you was having trouble getting your drag set just right. And that thing was spinning around when I tried to get a hold. It cut me on my knuckles. I thought I was going to pull it loose out of my hand because I had the drag set pretty tight. And you could put about, on them 406s, about 25-pound close to it of drag. And so anyhow, I fought that thing, and Jonesy, he was already counting up the dollars I was going to get, tell me to remember what line I had, what everything about the reel and the rod, and all that, and what kind of boat we was in, because he said that all make you money. And I said, well, Jonesy, I said, let's get it in first, and then we'll talk about that. There's my dog right there beside me. She looked up and probably wanting to go out, so I'll have to make this quick so she can make it out. But anyhow, I fought that thing for a good, no, you go on over and lay down. I'll let you out in just a minute. I won't take long. And I fought that thing for a good 30 minutes. And at times it almost raised me out of my seat. And we was going over, girl, lay down, I'll be here in a minute. And I was fighting that thing, and it just literally was wearing me out. And I was still a young man at that time. But I started gaining on it, and I probably got in about close to 200 yards of my line, because it had run off a good 100 yards besides what I had out behind the boat. And got it in, and I started hearing something. Couldn't make out quite what it was, but a little bit of noisy to it. And all of a sudden, the fog kind of broke a little bit, and it let the sound get a little better, and it sounded like a motor running. And I got a little bit more line in, and I heard somebody just laughing. And to make a long story short, I'd caught my bait had turned upside down, and with that fog hitting so sad, hard on the lake, the game warden had went in a circle, because he didn't have a compass. He probably did, but he wasn't using it. And he come back across my line, and it turned that lure up, because it only run about 4 inches under the surface. And it turned that lure up and caught on the bottom rib of his boat. And luckily, he was just letting that 2.5 horsepower Johnson idle, or I'd have had a rough time getting him in. And we laughed about that. My cousin got to laughing. He said, "There went all that money for you." I said, "Yeah." I said, "You never count your chickens before they hatch." But that was one of the biggest thrills at the time it was going on, because I never thought nothing about kicking no 2.5 horsepower motor. And it was exciting, it really was. And we all three really enjoyed it. And I know if you could talk to my cousin or Sergeant Jones, they enjoyed it just as much as I did. And I hope you liked the story. I had kind of forgot about it. I hadn't thought about it in several years. But telling that in the last week brought it to mind. So y'all hit that like button and push that subscribe button. Won't cost you a dime, and the more you push it, the more I'll tell. Now I'm going to start fishing here in about 4 weeks, and also I'll be getting ready for deer season next year, going out and scouting, different things like that. And I want you along with some of that. So, and I got a comment from somebody that knew I'd started YouTube, want me to start putting some of my recipes on, showing how I make baked beans and homemade pimento cheese and sauerkraut and stuff. I might do that. I don't know. It's in the works, I guess. Anything's possible. So y'all hit them prescription button and like buttons, and we'll let you go for now. You can chew on that one a while. And I'll tell you this, I can back up every story that I tell you, that it ain't embellished, and it happened just the way I told you. I might forget some aspects of them, but old age will do that to you. And it's been a long time since a lot of them happened. So I'm telling you the best I can from the way they actually happened. And like I say, some of my family can back them up. And of course I know I don't need to back them up. Just between me and you and me, don't make no difference, even whether they're true or not. But they are, and I hope you enjoy them. So I'll let you go. God bless you, and He will if you let Him. And if you can, as cameraman Ron used to say before he passed away, make somebody laugh today. If you do, you never know. It might just change the world. Have a good night.